The chosen one. Lean in. You were not nudged here by chance. You were summoned. Heaven has placed a hand on the small of your back and guided you to this very breath, this exact second, because the thing you kept calling someday has crossed the threshold into now. Stop doubting. What God promised you is not drifting in a far horizon. It is stepping into your week, threading itself through your calendar, rewriting your ordinary with holy ink. You felt it in the quiet hours, the press, the ache, the strange courage that would not die, no matter how you tried to bury it. You survived nights that should have unraveled you, conversations that should have silenced you, delays that should have hardened you. Yet your spirit kept rising like a seed that refuses to stay under. That is not stubbornness. That is destiny waking up. Hear me. With your inner ear, the door you have been circling is about to unbolt the phone call you stopped expecting will arrive. The opportunity that forgot your name will remember it loudly. This is not motivational smoke. This is a decree. The author has lifted his pen, and the sentence that stalled mid-story is finishing itself with power. Stop doubting your timing. You are not late, you are precise. Stop doubting your voice. You are not small. You are sharpened. Stop doubting your worth. You are not a consolation. You are the assignment. Where others were trained for moments, you were forged for mandates. That is why the resistance was personal, and that is why the release will be public. I am not here to flatter you. I am here to align you. There are words I will speak that will press against your fear, and there are instructions I will give that will feel like keys shaped to your grip. Receive them. Heaven is moving quickly, and your yes must move just as quickly. The ground beneath you has already started to soften. What refused to break open will yield like ripened fruit in the sun. Do not confuse holy acceleration with chaos. You will feel a swirl, but you will also feel a strange rest. You will notice familiar rooms, shrinking familiar labels, falling familiar doubts, choking on their own dust. That is your sign. Divine order is taking the wheel and ushering you to appointments you did not book, favor you did not bargain for, and answers that arrive before the questions finish forming. You are rare because you were trusted with waiting. You are special because you kept your oil when others sold theirs. You are called because God put something in you that storms could not steal. This week, the invisible will introduce itself. Breathe. Lean closer, because what I am about to unveil will tell you why the battle raged so fiercely and why the promise could only appear right on time. Be still for a moment. Let the noise bow. The one who summoned you is speaking. This word does not originate in human zeal or borrowed optimism. It comes from the Lord who numbered your days before daylight learned your name. He is the author who writes in fire and wind, the shepherd who knows the shape of your scars and still calls you forward with tenderness that disarms your defenses. He has watched you rehearse worst-case outcomes, and he has chosen in mercy to interrupt that script. Fear not, he whispers, for I am with you. I have gone ahead of your week and braided it with my intention. Feel the weight and warmth of that. The voice that stretched galaxies has leaned close to your timeline, He is not merely aware of your need, he is invested in your fulfillment. This is his doing, and that matters because if he authors it, he sustains it. If he promises it, he performs it. The same hand that steadied you in dark valleys is now opening a path only he could pave. Your steps will not be a gamble. They will be obedience, wrapped in grace. There is a reason the air around you feels charged. Heaven is calibrating your inner compass so it points past fear and straight into appointment. The Lord is not frantic. He is exact. He speaks now to loosen the knots of hesitation, to settle the tremors of doubt that have lived rent-free in your chest. He says, I have measured the weight of what you asked for and the strength of what I've built in you. The measures match. What once felt like delay was preparation aligning with promise. What felt like silence was blueprinting at a depth you could not see. Trust is rising like dawn. Not blind trust in outcomes, but holy trust in a person. He reminds you of the breadcrumbs he left across your story, the provision that turned up with impossible timing, the conversation that healed a wound you did not name, the door that closed and later revealed itself as rescue. Those were not coincidences. They were love letters signed with providence. He is the same today. If he held you, then he will propel you now. Let every lesser voice be quieted. The Lord is careful with his chosen, careful with the timing of unveiling, careful with the weight of visibility, careful with the corridors he invites you to walk. He has not preserved you just to parade you. He has preserved you to plant you where your roots can drink and your fruit can feed nations you have not met. That is why the pressure was precise. That is why the grace will be abundant. And yes, he knows the parts of you that still tremble. He is not embarrassed by them. He cups your humanity in his hands and breathes courage over it, not as a demand, but as a gift. Hear him. I do not shame you into movement. I sing you into strength. Where accusation used to echo affirmation will now anchor. Where confusion once clouded clarity will appear as if a veil had always been thin. This is the divine preface to a divine week. Lift your face. Heaven is not negotiating your destiny. It is announcing it. You are not merely a spectator to providence. You are its participant, its partner, its proof. Yield your ear, steady your heart, and watch as the God who speaks in thunder and in whisper orchestrates the revealing with flawless care. Listen with your spirit, the veil is thinning. Within this week, what hid behind fog will take form. A door with your name has finished its turn on ancient hinges. What waited will not wait longer. A letter is en route. A meeting carries your answer. A provision is wrapped in a simple yes, each sealed with one decree fulfillment at the appointed time. You will notice it as a holy interruption. Calendars will shift without your push. What you chased will begin to chase you. A conversation you buried will rise not with nostalgia, but authority. Rooms that once swallowed your courage will feel small. Favor will walk in before you, and people will greet you like remembrance waking from sleep. Old maps will fail. The route is new because you have not been here. Landmarks will feel strange and right. An office smelling of cedar, a hallway bright with skylight, an email subject line like sunrise. You will stand in a space and know without strain, this belongs to us. Not ego, but you and the one who brought you. A sign will come in threes. First, the small thing, an overlooked opening you almost decline. Take it. Small doors lead to wide rooms. Second, the swift thing news arriving earlier than promised, collapsing a long timeline. Receive it without suspicion. Third, the sweet thing peace that does not match circumstances, a quiet blanketing your mind when logic expects rush. Stand in it and learn trust. For some, the unveiling is reconciliation that protects dignity on all sides. Words you never expected will fall like cool rain. I understand. I'm ready. Let's try again, but wiser. For others, the unveiling is relocation. A new city, scented with possibility. A key pressing into your palm, boxes labeled with rooms you have not walked yet. For many, it is provision that respects the ache invoices paid without chase refunds you did not request. Creative streams, finally bearing fruit. A holy reversal is moving as well. The place that called you too much will request your wisdom. The environment that dismissed you will echo your language. The industry that overlooked you will adopt patterns you carried in secret. This is not petty vindication. It is symmetry, public evidence matching private obedience. I'm shown a table long carved, already set. A chair slides back as if to say, sit. Name card calligraphy rests where you once hovered at thresholds. You do not beg to belong. You are expected. The menu is not scarcity. It is assignment. Conversation there will taste like strategy and covenant, and laughter will loosen old griefs. Your body will register the shift before your mind does. Shoulders drop. The breath you held releases. Songs return without rehearsal. Colors brighten on ordinary streets. A child's question, a stranger's kindness. Even a headline you would have scrolled past will repeat the same truth. The season changed while you slept. Mystery remains on purpose. God will reveal enough to anchor you, not enough to let control pose as faith. He keeps the sequence and gives you the next step. You will know which call to make, which room to enter, which seed to plant, but outcomes will unfold as they bloom. This is kindness, not concealment. It shields you from weights you do not need to carry. Expect unusual alliances. People you did not court will advocate for you. A mentor you admired from afar will send a line that opens a lane. Someone who once competed will become a collaborator. Heaven is forming teams, not cliques, circles with gates, not walls. Watch the clocks. Time will behave like a servant. Processes that usually crawl through months will compress into days. Approvals that drag will leap. What once required 5 meetings will resolve in 1. Even travel will feel padded with ease. Green lights, quiet airports, weather that cooperates. There is a tender peace. In private, God will heal a memory that colored your courage. The scene will replay without the sting. Where you once tensed, you will soften. Where you braced, you will breathe. This inner mending is not separate from the public blessing. It is the root that keeps fruit from spoiling. Hear this line beside your name. The promise will look ordinary to onlookers, so only those who know your history perceive its size. Do not be annoyed when others shrug. Their indifference is your covering. Hidden glory is safer than spectacle. So walk with open hands. Do not clutch. Collect. Do not rush. Respond. The week ahead will not bully you. It will invite you. Say yes to invitations stamped with peace, and let the rest pass like clouds with somewhere else to be. The unveiling has begun. Stand where the light finds you, and let it write the next sentence on your face. You are walking into a week, yes, but beneath the calendar is a cosmos of meaning. The unveiling is not just an event, it is a parable. God is translating eternity into your language, taking the vastness of His intention and delivering it in symbols you can hold. What looks like a simple opening is actually a corridor of covenant. Destiny moves like light through stained glass, one beam, many colors. The same promise refracts across your days, courage in the morning, clarity at noon, consolation at night. You are not dealing with scattered favors. You are watching one river split into tributaries so every field of your life can drink. The source is one. The streams are many. Storms were teachers. They did not merely oppose you, they exposed you. Wind revealed what was fastened and what was loose. Rain showed where the roof leaked and where the foundation held. Lightning proved which silhouettes were structures and which were scenery. That knowledge is treasure. Carry it forward with humility and courage. Divine timing is choreography, not delay. God has been moving the stage, the other actors, the props, the lights. When the cue sounds, it will feel sudden only to untrained eyes. For those who notice the set change in the shadows, it will feel like justice. Heaven is punctual, even when earth is impatient. Doors are assignments as much as access. Every door carries a culture. When God opens one, He is not merely letting you in. He is sending you as leaven, as light as salt. Ask, not only what can I gain here, but what can I impart so this room remembers God after I leave? That question shifts you from consumer to custodian, from guest to governor. Faith is not denial of reality. It is defiance on behalf of a higher reality. You need not pretend the valley was bright. You proclaim that darkness did not redraw the map. Faith names what God names even when senses argue. It is the spine of your calling, allowing you to stand upright while waiting rooms try to fold you. Honor the seasons. Winter did not hate you, it hid you. Spring does not flatter you, it fulfills you. Summer will not spoil you, it will steward you. Autumn will not abandon you, it will edit you. Receive each season's curriculum in winter roots, in spring risk, in summer rhythm, in autumn release. The wilderness sharpened your hearing. Crowds teach volume, deserts teach voice. In the quiet, you learn the difference between appetite and assignment impulse and instruction. That is why this week's opportunities will not seduce you into overreach. You will sense your fruit by the peace resting on it like morning dew. Transformation is not costume, it is cruciform. God did not fit you with a new mask. He formed you with a new mind. The cross stripped you of permissions to perform. Now the life rising in you is not obsessed with optics. It is quiet, clean, effective, like yeast working in dough, like roots splitting stone, like dawn dismantling night without noise. On resistance when gates groan at your arrival. Do not assume rejection. Hinges groan when weight is real. You are heavier with glory than before. Honor that weight by moving with deliberation. Speak less, carry more. Let proof be your language. You are not auditioning, you are administering. The king's signet is subtle but decisive upon you. The enemy's favorite tactic is mislabeling. He called pruning punishment. Heaven called it pruning. He called waiting wasting. Heaven called it weaving. He called hiddenness exile. Heaven called it incubation. Rename your past with God's vocabulary. When labels change, memories lose power to accuse and regain power to instruct. See your life as a temple under construction. The outer courts, habit schedules, networks have been measured. The inner court motives, love's loyalties, has been cleansed. Now the veil within the veil opens with tenderness. From presence, authority flows outward. Influence is safest when it is soaked there first. Provision is pedagogy. God could drop the entire harvest in an hour, but he often releases bread daily, so trust becomes muscle instead of mood. This week's manifestations are trustworthy precisely because they invite partnership, not passivity. Gather manna with gratitude, and also learn to steward fields that feed beyond your household. Community is scaffolding, not scenery. The tower of destiny is too high to build alone. You need watchmen who see far, intercessors who pray long, artisans who design solutions, and friends who drape you in laughter. Isolation makes geniuses fragile. Covenant makes them fruitful. Share the weight so the wine can be poured without waste. Finally, remember that glory has gravity. As God increases what rests on you, some things will naturally orbit closer, and others will drift away. Do not chase satellites losing their pull. Bless them as they go. The right alignments will settle without strain. The right opportunities will lock without pry. The right battles will end without spectacle. This is the depth beneath your weak light finds cracks. Storms bow to purpose. Doors mature into assignments. Seasons sing in chorus. Walk it out slowly and bravely. The meaning is not fragile. It is forged. The promise is not a performance. It is a person walking with you, turning ordinary hours into a sanctuary of unfolding grace. Lean into the subtle promise often tiptoes in before it triumphs. You will notice first the quiet alignment of small things. Clocks you glance at will repeat numbers 07, 7, 11, 11, 22, 22. Not as superstition, but as a nudge that timing is being threaded with precision. Emails that usually hide in spam will surface to the top. People you haven't heard from in years will think of you randomly and reach out with the missing piece you stopped looking for. These are not accidents. They are breadcrumbs announcing you are on the trail. Listen for language. Phrases you prayed in private will echo back through strangers' mouths. A cashier, a podcast, a message on a billboard will mirror words you only whispered to God. It will feel like eavesdropping on heaven's planning room. Do not brush it off as coincidence. Agreement is introducing itself, so your faith can take a firmer seat. Peace will change rooms without changing circumstances. Where you used to brace, you will breathe. Meetings that once wrung your nerves will feel smaller, like shoes you outgrew. You'll catch yourself smiling in places where you once stalled. The body tells the truth. Shoulders lower, jaw unclenches, sleep deepens. Even your appetite may reset cravings. Cleaned energy steadier, as if your system knows a heavier blessing requires lighter worry. Provision will wink at you through little things. A refund you forgot to claim posts without a fight. An invoice clears early. A tool that kept malfunctioning suddenly works flawlessly on the day you need excellence most. Someone picks up a tab you intended to cover. These are rehearsals for larger releases, teaching you the choreography of receiving without apology. Pay attention to doors and keys, both literal and symbolic. You will find a spare key you misplaced long ago, or a new key will be placed in your hand with words like, "We've been expecting you." Digitally, passwords will reset on the first attempt. Logins will cooperate. Access will be granted where friction used to live. Heaven is smuggling a parable into your day. What was locked is learning your name. Reconciliation will knock in soft ways. A long frozen thread warms with a simple, "Hey, can we talk?" An apology arrives from a heart you gave up on hearing. Even if the bond does not return to its former shape, dignity will. The air around old wounds will lose its bite. That neutrality is a sign to peace, reclaiming square footage you surrendered to memory. Creative flow will find you in inconvenient places. Ideas landing in grocery aisles, lyrics while washing dishes, solutions during a commute. Carry a capture tool. Streams reward stewardship. When the waters run this freely, it means the headwaters have been cleared upstream. Heaven is not teasing you. It is tutoring you for more. Dreams will grow articulate. Light will feature hallways, bright rooms, sunlit windows open. Water, two clear rivers, calm seas, rain without storm. You will wake with sentences that feel assigned, not imagined. Write them. Often, the dream is the blueprint, and the day is the building. You will see kindness multiplied. Doors held lines, shortened green lights in sequence. A neighbor will offer help before you ask. Someone will reserve your seat in a room you feared entering late. These small mercies are not minor. They are the King's advance team securing your path. Finally, your discernment will sharpen like morning air, swift yes, gracious no. You will not over-explain. Invitations will sort themselves by the weight of the piece on them. The right ones will feel like stepping stones already fitted to your stride. The wrong ones will rustle but not root. When these signs appear, some subtle, some bright, don't strain to manufacture more. Nod in gratitude. Keep your pace. And let confirmation do what it does best. Steady your hands for the door that is already turning. Before harvest, the earth resists not to refuse the seed, but to test the roots. Some of what approaches will wear ordinary faces, minor delays that poke old impatience, emails that need one more attachment, a printer that chooses today to act like a prophet of chaos. Do not assign these small frictions the authority of fate. They are not omens. They are invitations to keep your inner weather calm while the external barometer twitches. You may feel a brief loneliness as elevation edits your circle. It will seem like people step back just as the door opens. This is not abandonment. It is arrangement. New altitude thins the crowd, not because others are unworthy, but because you cannot carry every history into every hallway. Bless the distance. Praise God for the few who stay and the many who wave. Expect the whisper of comparison to try one last time. You will catch a glance at someone else's announcement and feel the old ache attempt a comeback. Did I miss it? Am I behind? No. Your lane is bespoke. Their breakthrough does not bill your account. When comparison knocks answer with assignment, I am here to steward, not to compete. There will be a test of language. Doors respond to diction. Pressure may tempt you to narrate lack. It's always hard. It never works. I'm so tired. Guard your mouth like a vault. Speak cleanly and specifically. Replace never with, for now, replace always with often, and lace every fact with faith. Heaven can breathe on accuracy. It cannot endorse despair. A disguised shortcut may offer itself. It will look efficient, come recommended, and require you to shave a corner you promised God you would keep whole. It will ask for a tiny compromise and promise a massive return. Decline with grace. Shortcut math always miscalculates interest. Integrity, math compounds slowly. Then suddenly. Your body will need kindness. Favor can fatigue when unaccompanied by rhythm. You will sense adrenaline trying to masquerade as anointing. Do not ride it until the wheels spark. Hydrate your soul with stillness. Eat like someone planning to live long sleep, like a person who intends to dream well. Holiness loves a rested frame. You may encounter a conversation designed to bait you into pettiness, a subtle dig, a revisionist memory, a rumor dressed in concern. Refuse the duel. Royalty does not swing at every shadow. Answer once with dignity or not at all. Let your outcomes prosecute your case while you conserve breath for assignments that feed multitudes. Watch for the test of stewardship in small numbers. Early results may look modest. 20 viewers, 1 client, a faithful handful. Resist the urge to apologize for beginnings. Excellence at 5 is rehearsal for faithfulness at 5,000. God watches how you plate meals for a table of 3 before he reserves the banquet hall. Old fear will try a new costume. Where it once shouted, it may now whisper logic. Be realistic. Protect yourself. Don't expect too much. Realism is valuable when it counts the cost. It becomes sabotage when it caps the miracle. Balance spreadsheets and prophecy, budgets, and boldness. Bring prudence to the table, but let faith sit at the head. Finally, anticipate silence after a surge. Not punishment settling. Waves withdraw to gather strength for the next arrival. In that quiet, do not chase noise. Review instructions, tidy altars, send thank yous, refine systems. Obedience during silence is how momentum learns to stay. None of these challenges are a verdict. They are a curriculum. They do not delay fulfillment. They deliver you to it mature. Pass them not by perfection, but by posture, steady heart, clean hands, guarded tongue, generous spirit. The blessing is already walking toward you. These lessons simply teach you how to wear it without letting it wear you. Chosen one, receive these instructions as keys rather than chores, sacred practices that align you with the momentum already moving in your favor. Act swiftly, but not frantically. Urgency here is clarity wearing peace. 1. Consecrate your mornings. Before you touch a screen, touch Scripture. Read a short passage aloud, then sit 2 minutes in stillness. Place your day in God's hands by name and ask, Lord, what is today's assignment? Write the first clean sentence that surfaces. Steward begins with capture. 2. Seal your gates. Your eyes, ears, and mouth are doors. For 7 days fast from gossip, doom scrolling, and self-insults. Speak life, even when reporting facts. We are solving this. Provision is on schedule. My steps are ordered. Your vocabulary is a weather system. Set it to clear. 3. Simplify your table. Favor multiplies whatever it finds clarity or clutter. Choose 3 priorities and let the rest pause. Make a list titled Keep, Delay, Delegate, Delete. Obedience thrives in focus. You are not called to be everywhere. You are called to be exact. 4. Prepare your nets. Opportunity respects readiness. Update the resume. Polish the portfolio. Rehearse the introduction you would give if the door swung open today. Save essential documents to one obvious folder labeled Open Door. Excellence is hospitality for promise. 5. Sow a targeted seed. Give intentionally time, wisdom, or finance into a person or work that mirrors your promise. Write your seed's assignment for reconciliation, for new territory, for creative flow. This is agreement, not transaction. Generosity breaks scarcity. 6. Establish righteous rhythms. Pick an anchor hour for prayer and a smaller anchor for gratitude. Set 2 alarms titled Breathe and Bless. When they chime, inhale slowly, exhale shame, and bless the next step. Holy rhythm makes you uncatchable. 7. Guard your counsels. Invite 2 voices who love you enough to tell you the truth and hope for you enough to pray when you are tired. Share your next 3 decisions with them. If both signal, wait. If both say, go run. Covenant wisdom is durable. 8. Close old tabs. Unfinished promises drain power. Identify what must be released, subscriptions you no longer use, conversations you've avoided, recurring tasks that belong to yesterday. Send the email. Cancel the auto-renew. Offer the apology file, the document. Closure is architecture. 9. Bless the door before it opens. Visit the neighborhood campus or workspace you desire. Pray softly on the sidewalks. Peace be here when I arrive. Where travel is impossible, walk your room in prayer and lay a hand on the materials that represent your faith. Let your feet rehearse reality. 10. Practice invisible excellence. Do small tasks as if angels audit them. Clear your desk. Rename files with sense iron, the shirt even if no one will see. And hidden excellence attracts visible trust. Heaven is searching for dependability, not spectacle. 11. Refuse counterfeit urgency. Not every ping is an assignment. Ask of interruptions. Is this mine? Is this now? Is this aligned? If the answer is no, bless and release. The enemy cannot stop your door, but he will try to exhaust the one who must walk through it. 12. Name your boundary and your blessing. Write 2 lists, what you refuse to carry, into the new people-pleasing apology for your oil, fear of visibility, and what you insist on carrying, joy, clarity, generosity, courage. Read them aloud at night for 7 nights. Agreement trains the atmosphere. 13. Anoint your thresholds. If it's your custom, place a drop of oil on your doorway and say, "This home is a launching pad, not a prison." If not, choose a symbol, stone ribbon, or note and place it where you exit. Let your leaving be a liturgy we move with God. 14. Keep a ledger of wonder. Record every wink of providence, refunds, green lights, repeated phrases, timely calls. Review the list each evening and give thanks by name. Gratitude is the throttle of acceleration. It turns moments into momentum. 15. End your days closed and clean. Before sleep, release outcomes back to the owner of outcomes. Lord, I return this day to you. Breathe on what I cannot fix while I rest. Then sleep. Rest is worship that says, "You are God, not me." Carry these instructions like quiet fire. None of them purchase the promise. Jesus already paid for it. They simply posture you to receive with integrity, to move with precision, and to remain whole while the blessing grows heavy in your hands. Walk them out, and you will meet the week prepared, peaceful and powerful, an answer, not merely a recipient. Breathe, anointed one. The God who instructs you also surrounds you. You are not walking into open doors unguarded. Promise and protection arrive together like two wings of the same presence. The Lord goes before you as pathfinder and stands behind you as rear guard. He hems you in, not to confine, but to keep building a circumference of peace around your steps so fear has no legal landing. See it with your inner eyes, a ring of quiet fire encircling your life, bright enough to warn off predators, gentle enough to warm your resting place. This is not fragile flame. It is covenant fire, the same that once stood between a wandering people and the night that hunted them. When you move, it moves. When you pause, it keeps watch. When you sleep, it does not. Angels are not poetry here. They are logistics. Assignments are being carried on wings you cannot see. Routes cleared, schedules aligned, collisions averted with the nudge of a thought, the delay of a red light, the kindness of a stranger arriving at the exact second you would have lacked. Heaven's security is stealth and sure. Divine protection does not always feel like a shield. Sometimes it feels like a no. A meeting falls through. A number never calls back. A glittering opportunity dulls on closer look. Do not grieve every closing as loss. Many are locks turning on traps you did not detect. Protection is often disguised as prevention, and prevention is mercy in advance. Let this assurance settle your body. Your shoulders do not need to wear tomorrow. Your jaw need not sign contracts with anxiety. The Lord places peace like a hand on your chest and says, "I have you." Under that hand, storms become small weather. You will notice your breath deepen when you stand where you once braced. This is the physiology of trust learning its new home. Protection also lives in boundaries. The shepherd's rod and staff are not threats. They are guidance and guardrail. When he redirects you, it is not because he doubts your capacity. It is because he loves your longevity. The fence is drawn to keep wolves out and your oil in. Honor the lines he draws even when they reroute your pace. Hear this promise: you will not be ambushed by what you are anointed to face. Revelation and refuge travel together. God will alert your spirit ahead of time through a dream. A phrase repeated a subtle unrest so you can step sideways from snares laid under leaves. Trust the first witness of peace and the first warning of sand in your shoes. Your name is held in a hand scarred by love. That scar is your receipt. The price for your keeping has been paid, and the one who paid it will not misplace what cost him everything. He guards you with more than power. He guards you with affection. Power resists. Affection remains. Let your home become a sanctuary of assurance. Speak blessing at thresholds, peace to all who enter, rest to all who dwell, protection to all who leave. Play what lifts your spirit. Keep your space simple enough that your soul can exhale when you cross the door. Sanctuary is strategy. It shortens recovery time and lengthens endurance. And remember, the paradox of holy courage: you are safest when you are sent. Obedience keeps you inside the cloud. It is wandering that makes you weather-beaten. Stay within the presence, and the presence will stay within your parameters, pillar by day, fire by night, clarity in motion, covering at rest. So go forward, chosen one under a canopy that does not tear. You are escorted, not exposed. You are carried, not merely careful. The same God who called you will keep you. The same voice that gave instructions now wraps you in assurance. Walk the week knowing this: no door God opens can devour the child he protects. Peace is your atmosphere. Favor your fragrance, and safety your shadow. Something in you has already turned like dawn, arriving before it paints the sky. You will feel it first, as simplicity decisions that once tangled now lie straight like cords, unknotted by invisible hands. The voice inside that used to negotiate with fear will speak cleanly. You will say yes without apology and no without guilt, and both will feel like worship. Your posture will preach before your mouth opens. Shoulders lift as if old names slid off. Eyes brighten with unborrowed light. You will walk into rooms previously sized to intimidate you and find that ceilings have risen. Familiar critics will search for their old leverage and discover the handle's gone. You are not combative. You are complete. Provision will grow practical and precise. Not a vague shower, but rain measured to fields. Bills meet their match on the dates they arrive. Tools show up on the day you are trained to use them. The right partner appears at the exact moment collaboration multiplies instead of complicates. Fulfillment acquires a rhythm. Overflow learns choreography. Relationships will breathe again. Conversations unclench. Where you once edited yourself to survive, you will speak truth in tones that heal. Honor will thread disagreements with dignity. You will notice apologies that do not drag pride behind them, and forgiveness that does not invoice the future. Covenant will feel like home, not contract. Creativity will stop asking permission. Ideas step forward, already dressed for work. Songs, system solutions, each will arrive with its first draft written by the same wind that moved you here. You will not hoard them. You will build and release, teach and replicate, pour and rest, knowing that rivers do not fear thirst while they flow from a mountain. The inner room will become louder than applause. The presence that steadied you in darkness will become your favorite brightness. You will measure success by obedience, not by metrics that forget to count peace. When congratulations come, and they will, you will say thank you. Then slip back to the altar that taught your name new music. Long-standing aches will loosen their grip. A memory that used to bloom with sharp edges will now unfold like a page that has already been read and redeemed. You will still remember, but the sting will be archived, not active. Gratitude will rise, where grief once set its tents unto deny what happened, but to declare the sentence finished. Doors will feel less like tests and more like tools. You will stop auditioning for rooms and begin hosting atmospheres inside them. People will mention a weight around you, a quiet gravity that steadies meetings and calms storms. They will ask for the secret. You will smile because the answer is presence, and presence is a person. Fulfillment will not make you frantic. It will make you faithful. The pace that once burned you will now be governed by rest. You will discover that excellence and ease are not enemies when grace carries the heavier end. Your calendar will look full to outsiders and feel spacious to you. That is how promise sits on a soul aligned. You will bless those who doubted sincerely, not to prove a point, but to cut the last thread binding you to old battles. Their disbelief built walls you learned to walk around. Now, you will build wells and invite them to drink. Your generosity will be the loudest sermon your enemies ever hear. A signature moment is near. It may be a key, turning a contract, signing a diagnosis reversed, a reconciled embrace, a passport stamp, a stage light warming your face. When it lands, it will not feel like a lottery win. It will feel like a promise keeping a promise. You will know it by the peace that sits down beside it and stays. In that hour, let worship be your first language. Lift what you receive like an offering, not a trophy. Speak blessing over the team that carried you. The mentors who prayed you forward, the quiet days that taught you how to stand. Then do the holiest thing you can begin again. Faithful in much as you were faithful in little. And if tears come, and they may let them fall without shame, they are not weakness. They are water returning to the river that raised you. Each drop will irrigate new ground. Each breath will sound like justice. Standing there, you will understand why the waiting was long and the laughter from heaven was loud. This is transformation that does not perform. It persists. This is fulfillment that does not swell pride. It secures purpose. You are not arriving at a finish line. You are stepping into a larger stewardship. Wear it lightly, walk it humbly, and carry it gladly. What God promised is not just visiting your week. It is planting its house within your life. Let this settle like warm light across a room. The promise is not just near. It is present. You do not have to force it, prove it, or perform for it. You only need to agree. Breathe once more, slow and steady. Feel how peace sits like a faithful friend beside your ribcage. Feel how your shoulders, almost by their own wisdom, choose rest over readiness to fight. What comes next will not require panic. It will require presence. You are ready. Now, speak these lines with your own voice, brief, firm, and daily, until your atmosphere learns their sound. I align with God's timing. What He promised, I will hold. I walk in peace, power, and purity. This week, I step through my open door. Let the words be simple on purpose. Let them move like steady oars through water. Each repetition carves a channel for favor to flow without spill or strain. I seal you now in the name of the One who authored your beginning and is pleased to finish what He started. May the presence that steadied you in the long nights become the brightness that guides your steps at noon. May the holy hush that filled your inner room extend over your errands, your meetings, your calls, your travel, so that even your ordinary hours feel like sanctuary. I bless your eyes to recognize what is yours, your hands to steward what arrives, and your feet to stand where you once felt small. I bless your thresholds home, work-study street, with safety that cannot be shaken and favor that does not fray. Let the right doors open, as if greeters had been waiting. Let the wrong ones close without argument, explanation, or regret. I bless your name to be spoken in rooms you have not yet entered with kindness, accuracy, and honor. I bless your rest to become productive and your work to become restful. Effort aligned with grace. Excellence that feels like ease. I bless your counsel to be wise, your boundaries to be clear, your laughter to be medicine, and your tears to water new ground without flooding your heart. I cancel false urgency, counterfeit opportunity, and every whisper that trades safety for smallness. I call courage to the surface, gentle, quiet, enduring. I call clarity to your decisions clean, yes, gracious, no apology for either. And above all, I anchor your week in the peace of God that outruns storms and outlasts headlines. May angels keep watch like silent sentries. May provision meet you with punctual joy. May reconciliation arrive with dignity, creativity with discipline, and celebration with humility. Go now with your spirit lifted and your steps light. Walk as one who is escorted. Receive as one who is trusted. Give as one who will never run short. The seal is set. The blessing is alive. The chosen one moves forward, and the promise moves with you.